Hi, welcome to Rants. Guys, I know you've been suggesting this show. You know already what it is. It's the Ricky Gervais show. And we're gonna be checking it out. Why not? Why not? Just to try and get something else on the lineup. Let's go.
For the
That
past
music.
few years, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant, and Karl Pilkington have been meeting regularly for a series of pointless...
Wait. Stephen Merchant, was it?
Stephen Merchant and
Merchant.
Karl Pilkington have been meeting regularly.
Wait, I've seen this guy. But this guy is bald now, right? He's like this. I believe I saw him in the Norm Macdonald Live. That was a great podcast, right? Norm Macdonald Live. Yeah, I believe I saw him there. And he gets pretty intense. Didn't know he was in this show as well.
For a series of pointless conversations. This is one of them.
Testing.
No conversation is pointless.
Hello and welcome to the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And the little
Merchant.
round-headed buffoon that is Karl Pilkington. All right.
Hi. Wait, I know I've stopped it twice already and we're only 47 seconds in, but I love the animation. It reminds me of the Flintstones.
Now, you probably know me from such works as The Office and Extras.
The Office.
Stephen being my
Office.
co-writer and co-director on those things. For those
Awesome.
people who are not so aware of Karl Pilkington, he was our producer, sort of given to us when we first started on XFM. And you're thinking, well, why are we doing a podcast? It's because I like to be in a room with Karl Pilkington. You know, like some people go and help sort of chimps.
Do they?
Yeah.
Well, they go to the
and
jungles and things.
And help out
Oh,
little sort
yeah.
of endangered
Diane
species.
Fossey or whatever.
Oh,
Exactly.
come on.
Diane Fossey of the Manchester scene.
Of the little bald mank world. And Karl Pilkington is an ongoing experiment for me because I've seen him blossom from an idiot into an imbecile. And I want to see
wow.
it through. Look at the way he's looking at us. Look at that. He's got a perfectly round head. And that's why I'm doing this podcast. Karl.
Wait. He's just gonna be making fun of him? That was kind of cruel.
Oh, what do you think about all this?
It's just, I mean, we are living in that sort of era now, aren't we? That you need to be able to listen to stuff on demand when you want it and stuff.
I know
Okay.
you're not a fan of the iPod in general, are you? Or any of the MP3 things? You're concerned.
I'm warming to it, but
This is what's amazing about Karl. Even though he's talking about things like MP3 players, computers, iPods, he sounds like he was found in a glacier and thawed out. Do you know what I mean? He sort of talk, just speak.
We're a couple of high school guys who
Oh.
found him, and we're trying to ingratiate him in the gang, trying to pass him off as someone from the modern day.
This is from the... It was Brendan Fraser? Was that the name? This is from a movie. Yeah, I don't know. I believe I'm going to be pausing a lot. Because this is interesting. He's just being mean right now. He's being really mean. I can't wait for the response.
no. But my thing with iPods is, now, do we need them? Do you know what I mean? We're living in that era now where we have invented most of the stuff that we need, and now we're just messing about.
They said that in
That makes
1900. Someone actually said everything that's to be invented has already been invented. They
What?
said that
That's
in
true.
1900. And how wrong were they?
No, but what came out? At what point? What was invented in that year where they went, right, that's it now?
The 20th century. Think what happened in the 20th century.
Go on.
Well,
Go on.
planes.
Yeah, but is that a good thing? Planes and that. Do you need a plane really? Wouldn't it have been better if we all stuck where we should be instead of travelling about? War. Well look, war's happening, isn't it? Because everyone's saying, well, now we can fly, we'll go over there.
So there were
and
no
all that.
wars prior to the invention of the aeroplane.
Not like there is today.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, the
Bro.
world's got smaller on it. Everyone's saying that, right? You know, the way I was saying to you the other day, we now go to places where we shouldn't go. People go on holiday to places where you've got to have an injection before you go there.
Yeah.
Forget it then. That's a warning. Don't go there.
I'm with you on that. I don't want to enter a country where I have to have an injection to stop me from dying while I'm in that country.
Right,
I totally agree with you on that.
So what happened is, they invented the plane, and it's like, oh, let's go on holiday.
Okay. This is interesting. I thought this was gonna be like just a comedic show, but he's actually making some interesting points, and I like this because it gives the space to create a conversation, and I want to have this conversation with you guys. I mean, he's talking about everything has been invented, and we're just kind of modifying it a little bit and just playing with it. Reminds you of something? I mean, what came to mind was actually Apple. You have a fantastic phone, a fantastic device, and what do you do for the next version of it? You add another camera, you remove the headphones, you're just playing with it and making money. So this is thought-provoking. I mean, I was expecting a totally different thing. I mean, I don't know what can happen. It's only been 3 minutes and 51 seconds. But this is... I like this. I'm liking this. I don't know where this is going, but I like this.
With you on that. I don't want to enter a country where I have to have an injection to stop me from dying while I'm in that country.
Right,
I totally agree with you on that.
So what happened is, they invented the plane, and it's like, oh, let's go on holiday, and then they go, oh, I die now. Oh, well, you've got to invent something. Let's invent an injection. And then it's like, right, well, what else do we need to go to that place? There's a lot of faffing. So what I'm saying is...
Is that a place? A lot of faffing?
What I'm saying is, Steve's travelled more than I have. You've been to, like, dangerous places.
I've been to places where you need injections, yeah.
Yeah, but why?
Because it's fascinating, isn't it? Don't you not believe in that idea of travel broadens the mind? It makes you experience other ways of life, other ways of thinking. It just enriches you as a human being. That's the whole reason people go travelling.
Well, since the invention of the telly, you don't have to go that far to see it.
You're absolutely right.
So there you go then. The telly was the 20th century, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So where would you stop then? You'd stop making stuff now? Stop inventing stuff right now?
If we're going to invent something, right, forget, like, the traditional way of people having kids, right? The way they, have it away in that.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
No, like the way that, we have kids and stuff. If it'd be good if what happened was to control it is if man and woman, right, they're born and that, they enjoy their life, they learn a lot, they live to be about 78, I think, by that point.
So specific.
Yeah, 78,
No,
yeah.
but by 78, I reckon you've sort of got to that point where you go...
Man, I can't get over the fact that I feel like it's mean. Like, he's just trying to get his points across, and he's just trying to explain what he's feeling, what he thinks. And I don't know, I feel like it's kind of mean that Ricky and Steven are just, I don't know, laughing at it. I don't know.
Do you know what? I've done everything I'm going to do. If you haven't bungee jumped by the time you're 78, you're not going to do it. No. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like...
Your hips come off.
You've done
true.
it all now.
Yeah.
That's
and
right.
then you die, right? So say if everyone had that, they live to be 78. But then just as you die, you have a little baby inside you. And as you die, your life carries on.
Sorry.
How is this happening?
Sorry, are you mental?
No, but don't you think...
I mean, what? I've never heard such drivel.
You're saying that, but if Newton said it, you'd go, interesting. That's what annoys me.
The point is, Carl, he never would.
No,
He'd never say it, that's the point.
But if you never say it, I
don't understand what you're talking about there. What, how was it? How is there a little baby in a 78-year-old?
No, what I'm saying is it's like an apple, where the apple grows and it's got its little baby pips in it, and the apple goes and the seeds are planted and a new one's born.
But that's what happens.
But that is what reproduction is.
Yeah, but I'm saying...
Yeah, but it's not in the same sense
babies
that
aren't
he's
being
saying.
born left, right and centre. It's controlled so that as someone dies, someone's born.
But Carl, stop. Whose responsibility is
Look,
this?
if you don't want to do it, we won't do it. But I'm
is it
just
supposed to be nature? Has nature got to develop humans so that we act that way, we live that way, or is this a scientific...
This is kind of interesting. I mean, I know it's not something that's going to happen. But think about population control. I don't know if I'm losing my mind right now. But this is just interesting because imagine if when one person dies, one person is born. It's not something that's gonna be good because you have, like, in this precise moment, you have a pandemic in the world. A lot of people are dying, and one person dying. I mean, how is it gonna work? Is it even gonna work? Why is he thinking this? This is just fascinating to me that he has, and I don't know, I'm not seeing his face. I believe the illustrations are actually showing how he looked when he was talking about this. And it's just, how can he say this with a complete straight face? Is that his sense of humor? Is it just dry sense of humor and he's just saying stuff which is funny and thought-provoking but with a straight face? Is this how Karl works? I'm so confused right now. So confused.
Why? Like he said to you then, he said, look, if you don't want to do it, we don't need to do it. Like, if you were up for it, we're sorted out.
Yeah, we can do it.
We can do that.
We'll have a wit round so we can do the research.
I just think at the end of the day, we've got to do something. And is anyone keeping an eye on this and looking at what we can do next to control the population thing? It does my head in that I've got to live in London for work and what have you. And there's loads of people here. And, you know, forget going out on a Saturday night, it's too busy. And you can't move and they keep... I mean, what annoys me about London
So
is...
your solution is that 78-year-old women have little babies inside them, and as they slip away into death, the little babies... And how is that baby then raised? Who looks after the baby?
Because it's a pretty good system having a baby while you're young enough to look after that baby and make sure it lives to, reproductive age itself.
I mean, that system's been working for years.
Nature's sort of sorted it out. Natural selection and evolution sort of makes that a good model.
But wait a minute, nature. Pop that on hold, because Karl Pilkington's got an idea.
Yeah.
Just have a baby inside. That's it.
That's what it was, just an idea.
Yeah, well, it was nonsense.
It's a random.
But thank you
It
for
was
it.
the worst idea. I mean, it was the ramblings of someone you'd find by themselves in a hospital eating flies.
This is the sort of thing you find when, if they find
This
maybe
is just me.
a pamphlet or a booklet written by a psychopath. You know, someone, just before they went on a rampage and then turned the gun on themselves, they go through their possessions and they find a book and it's got weird drawings, women with knives in their face, and this kind of
In
garbage.
fact, I saw a similar sort of theory written out on a wall, but it was written in shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Was
No,
written in
all
shit.
I'm saying is, I think it's, you know, when people die normally, everyone's fed up about it, aren't they, and a bit down. But if when you pass away, you go, oh, we're going to miss Gladys or whatever, but then there's this new life brought in, it's almost like a bad news, good
But
news.
you're talking about it like someone could pick this idea up and run with it. Like you've given them enough information to do it. How is this possible? Where does she get the baby from? Why does it grow? Why grow it in Gladys's belly? Why not have it in a drawer?
But what I'm saying is-
ready to go, just add water. I mean,
That's after Son of Gladys.
there is no theory here. There's no. It's the ramblings of a
Where's the
madman.
head?
What I'm
Shit
saying
like
is,
that.
though, the body's always changing, innit? From caveman to now, or whatever.
In
It's
some
changing.
cases.
And they're always finding out more and more. Like I read the other day about how they're saying, do you know, like they say, people have six senses.
Yeah.
There's loads more than that. Right, and
He's
there's
just
this one.
laughing like that.
Show me that you've got one.
No, right, and there's this one that's knocking about.
Go on.
That what it is. Say if I'm in a pub, right?
Okay.
And I'm just doing a crossword or whatever.
Unlikely, but go on.
And there's some woman who's walked in, right? And she's staring at me.
Yeah.
I know she's looking at me, and I look up and I look round, she's looking at me.
Right.
And they're saying that's a new sense that they found out from, like, you know, doing tests and what have you.
Yeah, it's rubbish.
And they're saying
okay.
that's been around since like man and dinosaur was knocking about.
They've stopped.
No, they've
pursuing-
explained
I think it's safe to assume that, you know, that with your perfectly round head, people are always stopping and
No,
looking.
but they explained
I mean, you
it.
just know that there's probably going to be someone there if you look
They
right.
said it's from the time when, like, caveman was, like, wandering about, and he'd go, hang on a minute. and he'd look round, there's a dinosaur there or whatever, and he'd leg it.
This is nonsense. One,
Not...
I hate it when people use the term when caveman was wandering round. Caveman and dinosaurs, oh, they used to live together, yeah. Oh, that's the same era. Yeah. What have you been watching? Raquel Welch?
What do you mean?
Well, what do you mean caveman wandering, knocking around with a dinosaur?
You know the Flintstones is only partly based on fact. Dinosaurs and man did not coexist.
Exactly.
The dinosaurs had long gone before man arrived.
Exactly.
Extinct. Kaput.
You
don't believe us?
What, you don't believe because you've seen...
Because you saw that film where they took pictures of lizards and magnified them and put them next to men in films so they looked like they were fighting.
Yeah.
No, but why couldn't that have happened?
What is the film with Raquel Welch? A Million Years BC.
A Million Years BC or something.
A Million Years BC. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but...
She had a sort of woolly mammoth bikini.
I haven't watched that movie.
But why wasn't the dinosaurs back then just like how we have dogs now, in a way?
He's watching the Flintstones. He's thinking of the Flintstones. Yeah. That's what he's thinking.
When he puts out the saber-toothed tiger.
And then he mixes his concrete in a pelican.
This is so confusing because I don't know if he's just being completely honest, completely true about what he thinks, or if he just wants to be funny that way and just keeps a straight face. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really confused. It comes across even kind of like a roast. It feels like a roast because it's just him trying to say something and Ricky and Stephen just punching him in the face with facts. It's just, I don't know if it's because this is my first time watching this, but I actually feel intrigued. Like I don't know if I can cringe a little bit because of the way it's developing, or just laugh at everything that they're saying, or just feel I don't know, intrigued because of the way that Karl is actually thinking and about the things that he's saying. It's been a confusing 11 minutes up until now. I don't know what to say.
I just think that there must have been a crossover point.
Why? Why did you say that?
Why?
Do you think there must have been a crossover point?
Because if nothing was knocking about at any point, how did anything carry on?
I know. Exactly. Why didn't Hitler meet Nero? It's weird, isn't it? There must have been a crossover. They must have met somewhere. They must have met at a party somewhere.
They mixed in similar circles.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were friends. They hang out.
I can't believe it.
Forget it.
Oh.
Well, now time for one of our regular features. Monkey News.
Do the jingle.
Oh, chimpanzee that monkey news.
Oh wow, that's a great jingle.
What we're doing here is just giving you a bit of monkey news that's gone on, right? Where a monkey's been involved in it. Good little story. In that.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the one that went into space? The first sort of thing they ever sent up there before man did it and all that. You see, this is what annoys me with it really. Armstrong gets all the glory, but do you know who went up there before him?
A monkey.
Yeah. And what happened is they taught it what buttons to hit at the time it needed to hit them, and the way they did this was like give it bananas. It was like hit the red button, and it hit the red button, they'd give it a banana.
Right.
And they go, right, reverse is the green one, hit the green one. And then they do that and go, there's a banana. And then they go, right, hit reverse, and it go and get a banana.
Right.
Hit the red, so it was taking commands on like headphones.
Right, but how are they
Is
giving
Is
it
that
the
how you
banana?
learn to do radio?
How was he gonna eat the
How are they giving
banana?
it the banana?
What do you mean? No,
Exactly.
this is
as
before
well.
it went. You wouldn't just go and put a monkey in it and go, there you go, get on with it. They'd sort of put him in one of them capsules that you get,
Yeah.
and they were on headphones.
I don't believe this happened.
Well, I'm telling you the story now. So the monkey
I
sat...
don't think they trained it to do anything. I think they sent it up there and he put electrodes coming out of it to see what
It wasn't
How
any
he
of that. They did
reacted,
things
yeah.
like they do,
Right.
like they can with animals. If you give something, like a treat, you can teach it how to do it. It's just like a dog, isn't it?
It's called Pavlovian conditioning. However, that was to
Yeah,
see
sure.
if it would salivate or go over to
Yeah,
a
well,
particular corner,
yeah.
not if it could control a spacecraft.
Next one up. It's the next one up.
He was
As far as
handling
the
the
monkey's
spacecraft
not sat there going, oh, I'm a bit
like
under
in
pressure,
Space
it's a
Force.
rocket. All that's knowing is, I'm getting a banana if I hit that button. That's all the monkey's thinking about.
This is just really confusing. I don't even know what to say right now. I just... I'm starting to believe Ricky when he said that being with Karl was just a kind of experiment to see what was going through his mind and what was warping it. Because this sounds like an episode of Space Force. If you saw Space Force, you know what I mean.
They wouldn't put billions of
whatever.
space
But
dollars.
how can they be sure that it's going to press the button at the right moment?
Because it's got headphones on.
Okay?
It's not like willy-nilly. It's not just like pop it in there. and
Willy-nilly,
see-
who's
see-
that?
But what's to stop it from just hitting it any old time? Because it's a monkey and it's not a human.
Because he's trained now.
He's
Oh,
trained
he's
now.
trained.
So
He's fully
listen.
trained. Yeah. Go
So what
on.
happened is, anyway,
Oh, this is absolute rubbish.
they pop the monkey in there.
Yeah.
He's got his headphones on. They go in, right, hit the green one. And I think there's something there that a little banana comes out to keep the same.
No, you're making this up.
I'm not, it's the same.
There's no way that they made a
Right, so
spacecraft
they can-
that had a banana dispenser.
Right,
There's
so-
no way in this world that they made a spacecraft that could go into outer space, right?
So what- so
manned
you're- so
by a
you're-
monkey with a banana dispenser.
So you're saying that it's easy to send something up to space, but you don't believe there's a little banana machine?
Right, okay, so...
Not in
it
that
comes to
context,
launch
I
day,
believe.
Monkeys,
So it's
monkeys
interesting.
sat in there, everyone's ready, bananas are stocked up and all the rest of it. They go, right, hit the green button. Right, and the rocket goes off and what have you.
No, they would not make the monkey launch the rocket. Carl, you are living in a cartoon world.
So the rocket goes off, right?
This is absolute bollocks.
It's all going well.
I mean, I don't know
It's
what you're
all-
going to... It's not going well.
it's going
There's
well.
no way a monkey launched
It's
a
going-
rocket.
This
There's
is
no
so-
way a monkey
this is
launched a
cringy.
rocket,
So
you
it's all
idiot.
going on, so they're going, hit the left button and, and it goes a little bit left.
Left button.
Right,
Oh,
so-
Wow.
well-known spacecraft
It
command.
just
This
looks
is
like that.
Houston. Hit the left button. Oh, brilliant. This is what happened in Apollo 13. Hit the left button.
So it,
you are... Oh,
it
you
goes
are-
left. Yeah, it goes left.
So it goes left and it's going well.
Left! It goes left!
Yeah.
No, the moon. You're going right.
It goes.
It
for
went
the moon,
backwards there.
Everything's going well. They get up there. It does whatever it does. Hit reverse. It comes back. Right. So then.
You are,
So-
honestly, you are brain dead.
So it's
you are
long-
one of the most stupid people that I would rather have the
Bro.
monkey drive me
listen.
home than you.
So the thing is, so it lands
Bro.
back. It
Yeah.
does a good job and everything. It gets out. And this
It's
is
sick of bananas.
This is where it turns a bit sad because after it done that mission, right? Because it happened and it was all safe and everything. The next one would have been to send man.
Right.
So the monkey enjoyed it and it was like, well, I want to do it again, right? But they were like,
So how did they know that? How did they know he wanted to...
just the way it looked and what have you. It was like,
He was sad and I wanna go there again.
You are a maniac.
so the thing is though, right? So after it had done that, it was on such a high, right?
Yeah.
It could never get that high again.
Turned to drugs.
There was nothing that it could do.
Went on tour, did it?
It sort of ended up killing itself
Oh, wow.
because it could never get that buzz that it
Right,
got.
that was absolute bollocks.
He just
None of that is true, except they
committed
sent a monkey into
suicide.
space. And I'll check that. Absolute drivel.
So in your mind, it committed suicide. It went on a crazy bender, drinking drugs and women. And
Like,
then,
it does happen. You
and then
hear
it was
about it.
found
you
in a
hear about
motel
it.
room.
Yeah, he was depressed. Yeah. Okay, I just want to comment this because I've been thinking it for a while. I want to take this as he's just amazing at telling a story and just continuing developing that story without flinching, even though he is conscious, and I want to believe that he's actually conscious at just developing it without laughing and like telling you with a straight face. Like, yeah, the monkey went on the road. He was depressed. He wanted to feel that buzz, but he never got the chance to do it again because it was the turn of man, and he just ended his life. If he's just doing that, he's amazing. He's amazing because I've never really heard anyone do something like this and just judging by the cartoon, just keeping a straight face. I mean, how is that even possible? He's not cracking up, and he has two guys that are literally making fun of him and just pointing at everything he's telling that's just insane, and he's just, okay, I want to continue my story. If he's doing that, he's a legend. He really is a legend.
Derek Akora the other week.
Okay, I'm gonna bring it back a little bit. That's just insane, man. Just insane.
I met Derek Akora the other week.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And who's he? Which one's he?
He's
Is he a medium? He can contact the dead, is that right?
he just chats to him and that, passes
Sure.
messages on.
Nice of him.
So I said, "Oh, tell us something a bit weird and that." So he said, "What do you want to know?" I said, "Just something weird." So he goes, "All right then." He said, "Here's one for you, right?" And he said, "There's this pub out in the country."
Ye old
And
pub.
he said, "There's this mug. Do you know those old mugs that they have, where they used to like leave their own cup knocking
Like a
about, didn't they?
tankard.
Oh, yeah.
Tankard thing."
Yeah.
So there was one of them mugs in there, right? And everybody
Tankard. Let's use a tankard if we've
All right,
established
it's
that.
Yeah, it's a
tankard,
tankard.
Because you're the only mug in this story.
Right.
Nice.
Believe in it all.
High five. Great.
So this tankard's knocking about, right? And everyone who's running the pub keeps going, "Oh, I wish they'd stop leaving this tankard about," right? And they pick it up.
It must be a pain. Having a tiny, small tankard in a pub, that must be a real grind.
So every time they sort of picked it up and went, "We'll have to wash that," and they popped it on a different sideboard. Next thing you know, that person who's touched it died, right?
Sure.
So
They must have been getting through bar staff.
so they kept getting in new staff and that. And they were like, "Oh, what's the connection here?" Right?
It's the tankard.
What's the connection here?
So they get a vicar in
Of course they do.
and they go, "Look,
Yeah.
there's a lot of weird stuff going on here. This tankard, every time someone touches it,
They
they
die.
die." So he said, "Leave it with me." He gets his special water out and what have you. He comes round, does a
Special
little
water.
prayer, sprinkles it. He goes, "Right, not a problem, don't worry about it." He picks it up, chucks it in the bin. Guess what?
And then he dies.
What?
Dies in a crash on the way home. Because he picked it up.
Well, but Carl, you're telling me this like it's fact, and I'm meant to go, "That's
Derek
amazing."
Akora, he told me.
It's Carl. I have no opinion of that story other than I'm pretty sure there was absolutely no connection between touching the tankard and him dying. That's all I'm sure
It's
of.
not just him though, is it?
I'm not going to even contest the chain of events. All I'm saying is there is no connection. There is no connection possible because I believe in logic and the laws of the universe.
Yeah, but what I mean, you never pick up a vibe of. Like, I've got a mate, right, who he's living in this big stately home, right, and he's living in there now. He pays £100 a month. There's about 80 rooms, and it's this big stately house, and what have you. And I went down there. He said, "Oh, come down and have a look," right. And from outside, you go, "Oh, this is brilliant. It's like something out of, like the Man of Born or something." You go, "This is impressive," but then when you get in, it's like it's a wreck, and we go in, and all the floors are like a wreck and rotten and stuff. And I looked at the wall, and there was like a little piece of paper stuck on the wall, right? And I said, "What's this here?" So I wandered over, right? Got right up close to it, and somebody had wrote it.
Somebody had roted.
Oh,
Somebody had roted.
Right, go on.
So there's a little sign there, right? And I go up to it, and it says "flies," right, with
Flies.
an arrow. Flies, like flies this way,
Yep.
right? I think that's a bit weird.
That's just
So I
weird.
follow the arrow, right, which goes to this corner where there's a shelf, about 3,000 dead flies on it,
Oh my God.
condom stuck on the top.
What the?
That's weird, isn't
That
it?
is weird.
That is weird, right? So I'm looking at that, and there's loads of stuff on the floor and that bits of paper. Picked up this bit of paper, right, and it had like in biro and that. It looked really old, like it'd been there years, and it had something like "need nappies, dummy," right, blankets, blah blah, all this like all stuff for like, and I turned it over.
This is just
right,
weird.
and it said, "None of this now needed. Baby dead."
Oh wow.
Now that's weird, isn't it? Now that's what I'm talking about. When you get a bad vibe, you go, "That's who's been in here."
What the?
Its bad vibe is just based on the fact that
Your mate's in charge.
yeah, that's terrifying. I mean, yeah, so it's like saying, are we scared of the dark? Yes, I understand why people are scared of the dark. I'm a little bit scared of the dark. You're walking along.
Because you don't know what's in it.
Yeah, you don't know what's in the darkness.
Yeah,
That's why
true.
people get nervous. It doesn't mean you have to make the leap then that you've got some paranormal sense. Oh my God, I'm Karl Pilkington, and hang on, just like Derek Acora, I have sensed something strange and evil in this room. Wait a minute, there's some flies in a condom. I was right all along.
That is weird.
Flies in a Johnny equals badness.
The flies in the condom
Why?
is weird.
It's
enough.
weird. I don't know. It's
But the note.
Yeah.
I just think of his face when he saw that, reading it by torchlight.
Oh, yeah.
You must have been terrified.
It's a bit odd, isn't it?
Is this it? Okay. I guess this is it. Guys, I'm not gonna lie. What a weird experience. I don't know how I feel. I mean, is he insane? Watching this video was kind of like, I don't know, it felt like a roller coaster. Because you don't know if he's being serious, if he's just mad, if he's just having fun in his own weird, twisted way. I don't know what to think. It's intriguing to say the least. I don't know. It makes you feel some kind of way. I don't know if every episode is gonna be like this, like weird, uncomfortable, cringy, funny, absurd, mean, because it felt like they were being kind of mean. Like, I read that Ricky Gervais actually believes, or I don't know if that was just a title, that Karl is the funniest man ever. And I don't know if it's just because he likes poking and making fun at everything that he's saying. I don't know. I don't know. It certainly looks like that. I'm gonna be leaving the video there for today. Remember, as always, like, comment, share, subscribe. Remember the notification bell so that you receive alerts every time a new video pops up. And that's gonna be all for today. Have a good one.